Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I hope everybody is having a great day. Before I get started, I want to remind you that we have a sponsorship program going for the Black Wealth Project, which is my 25th published book. Well, will be published when I finish it. And we're doing a sponsorship where you can literally sponsor space in the book to memorialize someone who has had an impact on your life. That's the real brief version of it. If you want to memorialize somebody in this project, which will benefit the Black community, click the link. It's a link in there that explains it and breaks it down. That'll take you to a page that will even give you more detail. Once you do it, once you actually submit your sponsorship and whatever amount you want, there's no minimum. There are some additives for those who do certain amounts. There's some extra stuff that you can actually get, but it doesn't require a minimum to actually memorialize someone in the book. All right. When you click it, you go to the page and you'll see it. I'm gonna get off of that, but I want to get it out of the way because where I'm about to go probably gonna tick some of you off. But this is just where I'm at right now, and you know, I try to be as understanding as I can and being aware of what my people are and what it takes in way of patience and creativity to reach my people. But every now and then I just reach a boiling point because it's frustrating when you put in the type of work that I put in. Speaking of book number 25, while I've written all these other books, I've been researching this book. That's how long and much time I've put into it to understand everything possible that I can understand about the plight of Blacks to develop wealth in this country and what we've had to face from 1865 to 2021 and what we need to do moving forward and all of that. So, and when you put that kind of time in and you see the things that people give attention to, and you find yourself having to play to that in order to get people to see the real stuff they need to be looking at, there are times it weighs on you. Here's one. I get requests all the time about the trending topics. Doc, can you talk about this? Doc, can you talk about that? Texts, emails from everybody. Hey, Doc, what about this? Dr. Rick, talk about this. Dr. Rick, talk about that. And if I can find a teaching point, something that I can find in the situation that can be applied to our plight, to what we're dealing with, to what we are, going through, or how we're going to overcome it, and all of that, then I'll do it. But just to sit up and talk about some crazy off-the-wall thing for the sake of that's the hot topic, that's not me. That's not where I'm going. I don't want to waste it. But the thing is, there's so much else to be out there. And why am I saying that? Got numerous requests to talk about the fact that Sonia and Dale Curry are headed towards divorce. She filed for divorce claiming he's cheating. He filed counterclaims that she's cheating and all that crap that's going on right now, and talk about it. And to be totally honest, my question is, what does talking about that do as far as contributing to the growth and the advancement of my people? That's my passion. That's what I'm about. Or personal growth and personal development. You know, how does that tie into it? Now, can I search deep enough into it to find something worth talking about and teaching on? Can I find something in there, maybe about how they use their situation, their position to position their kids and to inculcate into their minds a certain level and belief system, even though they may not have been totally practicing it themselves? Can I talk about all of that? Yeah, but that's like reaching to go out and talk about something when there are some things. Look, I look at I can talk about black wealth. I can talk about the miseducation of black youth. I can talk about mental health issues in the black community. I can talk about depression among black women. I can talk about African-American adolescent and young adult male violence and what's becoming a plague in the black community. I can talk about the use of propaganda by way of media through music and shows and reality shows and all that, and how it's dumbing down our youth. I can talk about all this on a scientific level because I've done the research, not on feelings, not on something, but on what I know is taking place scientifically and what we need to do and how we need to handle it, how we need to protect ourselves. 100 views, 200 views, 300 views, tops. Get on one of these trending topics about a little or nothing, dig deep to find something to teach about, and just the fact that the topic is in the headline or the title or the subject or whatever you want to call it, 1,000, I mean, sometimes 2,000. I think the least valuable video has the most views, some 60, 70,000 views by some little girl who is black as hell. Nothing wrong with being black. Love dark-skinned women. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But swearing she's white on Dr. Phil. That's the most viewed video. My thing is, I said this yesterday. I posted it yesterday, and I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. We don't want to be taught. We want to be entertained. We want to get into other people's business. We want to know what's going on with them. We want to be so involved. We live so vicariously through others that we can never slow down long enough to get a hold to what we are dealing with, what our responsibilities are, what we should be doing. You know, my thing is, I'm going to do what I do because my legacy is being built here. What I do isn't simply for views and likes. But when people are hitting me up and saying, talk to me about this, I'm going like, for what? Again, can I find something to teach about? Yes, that's what I do. I'll find teaching moments and everything. I got 13 kids. You find ways to find teaching moments and a bunch of stuff. So I can be creative, and I'll continue to be creative. And this will probably pass before the day is over with, and I'll be back to doing whatever. But right now, it's really on my heart to talk to you about the things that really should be mattering. Overcoming generational poverty should matter. That's why this 25th book is so important. Being aware of our responsibility to holistically educate our children. And when I say educate, I mean prepare and empower our youth to grow into adults that are not only able to go out into the world and compete, but win. That's what we should be focusing. We should be focusing on unity and access for our people in the black community, how we can create and sustain ourselves, how we can build an infrastructure within our community that supports our needs, how we can through that build power that we can leverage to not only protect ourselves, but to move ourselves forward and find a place and a position in this place, because we're not on equal footing. We're nowhere close to equal footing. I've done the Black Wealth series. I think we've done at least 5 installments so far, and I've talked about all the things that have worked against us. But the thing is, I'm getting to the point where we can figure a way around that, where we can move around that. I've done the research. I've done the research on African-American adolescent and young adult male violence. I've talked about the need to properly socialize. Nobody wants to talk about socializing young black boys, but we love to talk about how screwed up black men are. We love to talk about how black men are failing, how black men don't do this and black men don't do that, but we don't want to build strong black men. We don't want to develop and invest in programs that build strong. Black men lead has been there for years and gets very little attention, if any. But I get a bunch of black mothers contacting me with black sons that's looking for help. Those are the things that we don't focus on. We don't focus on the need to teach black ownership, black business ownership, black residential development, black business development, how we can literally within ourselves develop a system where we're supporting ourselves, growing ourselves, and sustaining ourselves. Why we need to worry about why we need to worry about the need to stop hemorrhaging money back into the white economy when we do get money out of it. A lot of us make decent salaries. A lot of us make decent income with our businesses. A lot of us are exceptional earners. And then what do we do to prove that we can? We go out and buy stuff in their economy with money we just got from them for some talent or gift we have that they're willing to pay us well for. We go back and spend the money we got from them back in their economy. So basically what happens? They get what they want from us and then get their money back. We need to understand the importance of bouncing the black dollar, not for the sake of bouncing the black dollar, but for the power that it creates and the natural flow of support and growth that it generates. We need to worry about those things. Whether they divorce or not, the Currys are ultimately going to be fine. Yeah, the children will have to deal with whatever goes on. And I don't wish anybody bad. I hope that they work it out. That's just me and the passion I have for family. No, I don't want to see any family. We've got enough breaks in families and stuff like that. But they're in a different place than most of the people that I'm trying to reach. Those people are going to be okay no matter what happens. Those people have their own brands. All of them have their own brands. You know, Sonia has her own brand. Dale has his own brand. Obviously, Steph and Seth has their own brand. Aisha has her own brand. Everybody's doing their thing. Restaurants and all that. They're not in the place we're in. They've gotten that part figured out for themselves. And I see that Steph is actually investing in ways of bringing that to the average person. So I give him kudos for that. I would much rather talk about that. I'm researching and looking into this thing that he's become a part of, but it's all about ending generational poverty. That's what I would want to focus on. Ending generational poverty in the black community. Dealing with mental health in the black community. Dealing with depression among black women and men. We're dealing with the fact that for the first time in history, blacks lead a statistical category when it comes to suicide. That our babies aged 5 to 11 are at the top of that particular statistical category. Blacks are killing between the ages of 5 and 11 are the number one spot. That's not the number one spot you want to be in. And we got to answer the question why. Why are we sweeping the elephant under the rug consistently? Sweeping the elephant under the rug. Why aren't we dealing with childhood sexual abuse? Why aren't we dealing with cyberbullying? Why aren't we dealing with a lack of self-identity, a lack of self-esteem, all the things that are leading to kids not being able to cope and deal and not knowing what to do? Why aren't we dealing with better parental relationships? Why aren't we dealing with those things? Why are those things not on the front burner? Why aren't we seeking the knowledge that can grow us rather than seeking the data and the information and the content that will entertain us? That should be the question. Look, I'm going to get off of here. That's my rant for the month. And on that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get off of here. Don't forget, you can actually sponsor a space in my 25th book, which, by the way, is on building generational wealth. The information for that is in the description box. On that note, I'm out of here.